Okay, so now obviously I've given you all the information as to what I would normally give a class in regards to security awareness and vigilance in the aviation workplace. When we do have the exams for these, obviously my name, date is on the board, but we do have a marking guide with the exam. So I'll just quickly go over what I would normally tell the students and let me know. This is where I need you guys to let me know whether the information there's enough information there, and if it's basic enough for people to understand. So obviously my name is on the board, and I guess the first point is I should probably put what class it actually is, just in case for some reason they do forget. You've got all the correct documentations. You know, if you do have a question, what I normally tell them, if they do have a question, they can put their hand up in the exam, and I can speak to them in regards to how to answer the question, not give them the answer, but get them to think themselves. Also, I think too, a good idea, if they can't, then their reading and writing isn't that great, that they can verbalise it, and obviously I will do that in a separate room. So if they are doing an exam, they can have a blank piece of paper. There are correct ways if they do make a mistake, that they need to scribble it completely out and then put the correct answer in. And another thing I do tell them, that if they do miss a question in the exam, they hand the exam in, that will then be, they won't get any marks for that, so that'll be a cross against that one as well. So a personal thing that I do, and I'm sure with you guys as well, being instructors, that you would do the same thing.
Blank is...
Yeah, blank is
no.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're doing exams for students, or even a lot of the verbal briefings and debriefings, what's some examples that you use for that sort of stuff when you're debriefing or marking something of a student's? Do you let them know prior to going into the exam?
In the first page, on the top, the first page of the exam, we have an instruction.
Yes.
How do they mark?
Yeah.
And if they want to change the answer, what they have to do. Anything other than that, we consider as a blank or a mistake.
Yeah, okay.
We might even demonstrate or give an example of exactly how to strike it out and put the correct answer, just so that they're visually.
Yeah, okay, that's a really good idea, because I wouldn't have actually done that. But that's a good point to put on the front page of the exams with the instructions. And all our exams are marked per the answer sheet, so you can't just mark someone down because you don't like them. You're actually marking as per the marking guide. Okay. Now that we've been over all the information, if you go to the practical observation check, and we have the 6 points there. What I find with this course as well, it is very theory based. Not everyone works well with theory. So I want some help with what sort of practical input can we put in there? What sort of other things, even other than practical, that I could do when doing this course? Because it is quite a dull theory type course. Okay, because the points that I have in there are what are the procedures of offloading baggage, which we've been over all of these, smoking on board the aircraft. Obviously we have visual things, the red card as being a final warning, and things like that. If it does get too bad, we do have flexi-cuffs. So we can perhaps do some demonstrations on how they work as well. Weapons, who can access the flight deck procedures and conditions of carriage. So what things can I add for that to make it a little bit more exciting and spark different people's interest, because not everyone works in theory based. Some people are more practical minded, and so we need to work with the students and give them a variety, rather than going, this is just theory and it's just a written exam.
Maybe scenario-based reenactment for the weapon procedures to make it exciting.
Yeah.
And same with even like the procedure for floating baggage
Mm.
scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going out onto the aircraft and you could do
Pretending.
like a day in the life of a
Reenactment.
flight attendant
Yeah,
and
that's
someone's trying to bring a weapon on board, or do the scenario of someone smoking in the toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the different weapons.
Yeah.
The different
to make
weapons.
it
Yeah, that's
interesting.
actually a good point. Yeah, yeah.
We also have a few videos in our archive.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so while you were teaching, you can go and, play a video.
Yeah, it's true.
Send it
Oh, that's
Yes.
actually a really good idea with the videos. They have a lot of videos
Yep.
with EPs in regards to air crash and those sorts of things.
Mhm.
Maybe that's something, that's a really
Yeah.
good point to add, because like I say, it can
Yeah.
be quite a dull
Mhm.
subject and we need to spark everyone's interest.
Yes.
Yeah, aircraft, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
don't have to go to
Actually.
the plane as well, you can keep it
Yeah.
faster.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yep. And conditions of carriage, so with the flight attendant side of it, the conditions of carriage are a psych passenger or a person in unlawful custody.
Yeah.
So how many can you have of each? So you can have 2 of each, not at the same time, only 2 on board at one time total. So you can have 1 of each, or 2 psych or 2 unlawful.
Yeah, so again, scenario based
Yeah,
might be interesting.
scenario,
That's exactly
yeah.
a reenactment, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So with that, we'll just do one scenario in regards to smoking on board the aircraft. So what do you think would be the first thing? If someone's down, you notice that someone is down in the toilet and they're taking a long time, and you go down and you can smell smoke.
Mhm.
I guess to advise them once at least that, or reiterate, hey, can't do that on board, please can you stop right now?
Yeah,
I think that's more than advice. We have to command him or her
Yeah.
that, hey, forbidden.
And that's what we do. We give them the law as it's, this is against the law to smoke on board an aircraft. So you give them the facts first and then you ask them to put it out. So putting it out in the toilet or the bin is not a good thing. I would hand them a glass of water. So we'll just do one scenario of someone smoking on board the aircraft. And as I say, if it did go pear-shaped after that, we've always got the red card, which the captain always goes back to the captain. The captain has to advise that you can use this.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're happy, we'll just do one scenario of someone smoking on board. So, okay, I'm the person smoking, so one at a time, just come down. With the instructions, are those instructions clear as to what you would do? So, knock on the door.
Yep.
You can unlock the door, which may be a little bit dicey in case they are sitting on the toilet. Knock on the door. If they don't answer, then you just obviously have to do it through the door. Advise them that it is against the law to smoke on an aircraft and ask them to put it out, and then you can provide them a glass of water where they can put it out. So then you know it hasn't gone into the bin where there's paper, or into the toilet.
Yeah.
There's chemicals and things like that.
Yep.
So are those instructions pretty clear
Yeah.
on what you need to do with that?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'll be the person, I'm just in the toilet, having a menthol, just go one at a time. As long as the instructions are clear. Hello.
If you are smoking, can you please put it out because it is against the law? I can provide you with a glass of water if you just unlock the door for me.
Yeah, good.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's fine,
Yeah.
as long as the instructions that I'm giving are basic, and easy to understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was the right order.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're asking them, instead of
confirm.
saying, are you
Okay.
smoking,
You just
I
assume
think,
they are.
I can smell smoke.
Yeah.
I think you may be smoking on board the aircraft.
Yeah.
Also, what else would be in the bathroom?
Smoke
Just
detector.
a smoke detector.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, and that will set it off.
Yeah.
So if you don't know
So
they're
it's got
smoking, the
fact.
captain's probably going to come on the interphone and say, I think the smoke detector's gone off in the toilet, and that's when you come down.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and then you've got fact. You've
You've
got,
got
I can
fact, the
smell
smoke-
it, there's a smoke detector.
Has gone off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just say that, don't.
And people could be smoking on board because they're scared of flying.
Yeah.
They're of a different cultural background where they're not they're used to smoking on board Air Italia.
Maybe it's not even nicotine.
Addiction.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah,
illicit.
that's right.
Or
Yeah,
bright
exactly.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, we can smell smoke and the smoke detector has gone off. Therefore, I advise you to put the cigarette out as it is illegal on board. Please do not put it in the bin. I will give you a glass of water to put it out. If you don't unlock the door, I will unlock it for you.
Good.
Mm.
So as long as the instructions are just one word, just to be.
Yeah, but
Excuse me, Ben. I received instruction from flight deck that there is a smoke in this toilet, and I guess that you're smoking. Please do not put your cigarette into the bin. I will give you a glass of water if you unlock the door. Otherwise, I have to unlock the door. And then, for your information, this is against the law, and is a big penalty for it.
Thank you. Yeah. It's more about making sure the instructions are clear and easy to follow.
Easy
So
to follow.
the basic instructions.
We have this in real scenario, aircraft landed, police came and catch the guy. Because he resists. He
Yeah.
said no. It was from Beirut to Sharjah. He was in the aisle in 320. I also that's it. Everybody, what the hell are you doing? So after landing, they took it.
Okay, so just feedback on the basic instructions of what we've gone over with the 6 points. Obviously, scenarios for all of them, some of them, I was just thinking too, a quiz on different things. You could play like a quiz game and things like that to really, rather than always having to do a practical scenario. They're good,
yeah,
but just for something different.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
definitely.
Okay. Any questions? If there is anything, let me know. What can I improve on? What can we add? Anything?
I liked the scenario-based training.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you could summarise with a quiz after the scenario-based training, or have a vote on who maybe did it best. Who do you think was most direct?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's really good too.
Which way's best?
And with flight deck procedures, that can't necessarily be practical. Maybe that can be like the quiz,
Yeah,
you know,
I think,
a quiz
Yeah.
bingo or something
Yeah.
like those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because obviously there's an order, so
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
you've
that's
gotta
right.
make sure you know that order, and yeah, verbal quiz.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you.